Alright, I've been looking to upgrade my butane stove for the adventure boat McGregor 26X, and I've got a new GAS ONE model GS3900PB portable dual fuel stove, 15,000 BTUs. And today we're going to look at that stove. I'm going to open it up, it's brand new, and show you the new dual fuel setup without the rubber hose. I'm also at some point later, I'm going to show you this setup with a heat system for the boat, and I'll ask for your opinion on what you think of using this type of heater system with the butane stove, and I'll show you how that works. It's going to be interesting. We'll hook up the propane bottle to this stove, and then we'll also talk about safe and unsafe butane canisters and what to look for. Okay, here we go. This comes with some instructions. A little foam. Actually, that's kind of nice to hold on to because it'll keep it from rattling around too much. Okay, we'll pull the stove out of here. This is the GAS ONE. One of the reasons I went with this stove is because it's got the dual wind protection. Let's see, hopefully you can see that pretty well. What's nice about this is that this comes off and allows you to wash it a lot easier, keep it clean. Inside here, it looks like this may be, not sure what material that is, bronze or brass, or you know, maybe, I'm not sure. Anyway, you notice here it's, we'll pull that out, that's for the propane. It's the new upgraded version with a much better regulator than what came with the rubber hose version. Just gonna screw on right here when you use the propane. You also notice on this, it's got the warmer piece of metal. I'm not sure what they call it, but when the stove is on, this gets warm, and that sends that across that metal plate so that the canister, when the canister's sitting there, it keeps it from getting too cold. In cold weather, this will help keep the canister warm, and then the butane will have a lot better efficiency. Kind of see what that looks like. Looks pretty well built, pretty solid. And the brass piece comes out the side, and that's where the propane canister would hook on. First thing we're going to do though, we're going to fire it up with some butane. You can see what the flame output looks like. All right, let's put a butane canister in this thing. You know how to line it up. Got to line it up. Make sure we're in there properly. Looks good. So we put it in, lined up. I'll make sure we're in the off position. And we're on. There you have it. And you see why it gets those 15,000 BTUs. It has that inner ring that really cranks up too. Cool. And as far as adjustability, even way low, it looks pretty good. Lighter works good. Adjustability looks good. Awesome. All right, we've seen the butane. Now we'll hook up the propane. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hook this up. It has a little key slot, or it's a shape, I guess. So it'll only go in one direction, you know, when it's up and sitting just like that. It's got a little O-ring. You want to make sure that O-ring is in good shape when you do this. Just like that, pretty solid. Take this cap off. Take this off. Put our propane in there. Fire it up. Okay. There we go. We got propane. that's a nice little setup. You need a little more space, you know, than you would with that rubber hose. You could set the tank basically anywhere. The problem with the rubber hose was that people weren't running it out through the back hole. They were leaving the top open, and then they were melting those rubber hoses. And there were some other safety issues, I believe. So anyway, there's also some problems with the regulator that was on those. It's really small. Anyway, this one looks like it's pretty solid. Everything looks pretty good here. Definitely a nice addition. I probably won't use propane much, but I do carry the propane for my barbecue on the boat. So it's nice to have dual fuel ability. Okay, so I bought this heater for a stovetop on Amazon. Comes with a little handle. Looks like this. Anyway, I think it came with this thermometer thing too that I don't use, but anyway, I'll show it to you here in a minute. Here's what it looks like. And you can see that it's two layers in here. An interior and exterior canister, basically, with a flat top. I wanted the flat top because I'm going to incorporate a wood stove style fan that requires no electricity that's going to sit on top of this. And I'll show you how it's going to be set up. Now, keeping in mind, this sits right over these tines, and actually, let me pull this up, I'll show you. It actually fits on there pretty nicely. And notice over here these openings. Okay, so that sits on there like that. Now, unstable a little bit, right, on the boat. So what I thought was, well, the thing to do is to get some 4-inch springs. These are basic 4-inch springs. I bought these on Amazon too, and I bent these openings so that I can hook on to the stove and then stick 4 of these on here, and it'll make this thing just a little more stable. Probably only need 2, but since I have them anyway, I can put those on. And what that does is just maybe gives you a little just peace of mind that it's not going to just fall off of there. You know what I mean? If the boat's jumbling around, and or, you know, a big wake comes in the middle of the night from out of nowhere because someone, you know, goes by it in a big boat. Anyway, that stays on there pretty good with those springs, right? Now this heats really nicely with the butane, but I wanted to add a little bit more, and that's, I want to put a fan on top of this. Now these fans, they're coming all different shapes and sizes. Oh my God! I keep this fan in the box because it just feels so fragile. Because the fan on it has to be so lightweight. And it just looks like that, a real basic one. And it's going to sit right on there like that. And I know that's freaking crazy. But then again, we're going to try to keep safe by hooking it on with some springs. And we just go through, hook that on like that. You gotta be careful because these springs, if that popped loose, would bend the crap out, would bend the hell out of one of those. Those fan blades, we don't want that. That would just ruin it. Anyway, that hook's on there nice. Now, you know, we're in pretty good shape if the boat goes a-rocking, because we don't want anything hot falling while we're in progress. So there you go, that's the heater. What do you think of that? Is that insane? I don't know. Let's fire it up, I'll show you how it works. I don't think I would use propane at all inside. I just think I would prefer to use the propane when I'm out in the cockpit of the boat and use it there more than anywhere else. So we're gonna load this. Everything's off when you load. It's pretty smooth, you know, it's like any of them. Okay, we're locked in, let's turn it on. And what I like about the butane is the adjustability. Look how red hot. I don't know if you can see. Let me turn this light off. See, that sucker just gets red hot pretty quick. So it's putting off some serious heat. So I could actually turn this down. Now once the fan gets warm, it'll start spinning. This up just a touch, you can see it better. There you go, look, the fan's starting to go. That sucker's really hot, so I'm going to turn it down, way down. Okay, a couple of rules that I have that, you know, I'm no expert, but I would never run this kind of stove heater ever if I was asleep. I would only turn this thing on in the morning to warm up the cabin. Otherwise, I'm using a heavy sleeping bag, or I'll run it in the evening till I go to bed, and then turn it off, remove the gas canister completely at night. In the morning, load it up, fire it up, warm up the place. You know, stay in your, wrap yourself in a blanket if it's that cold. And notice now that I've got the heat down really well, but that fan is cranking some heat. Now what I've got, I did use my older propane stove, and I did have it on the boat, and I did fire it up, and I'll show you a view of what this looks like on the boat. And I didn't have the springs on it, but I was just testing it out. I think the springs are key to safety. It's about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. It's dark out, if you can see the window. I've turned the light on in here. Brighter than usual, just so you can see. I've got the butane stove, the little heater. It's a Amazon top heater, and then the fan, which is for wood stoves. It's completely powered by heat. There's no electricity going to anything except what it generates itself. And what's nice about this is the full adjustability. I could crank it way up if I wanted to and turn this thing red hot, but I don't want to do that. What's nice about the butane is I can keep it really way low, and it's interesting because I can feel the heat being from the fan, geez, out to about, gosh, out to here. The fan, of course, creates a low pressure which pulls all the heat, and it really does, I mean, a fantastic job of heating this little boat. Something else to keep in mind, I have a carbon monoxide alarm. It's definitely a necessity. Okay, just for a second, we're going to talk about the biggest danger with these types of stoves. And that comes from, if you're cooking and using this stove and you want to put a big pot on there, that's all fine and dandy. But if your pot hangs over the canister, the fuel canister, and you're running butane, what happens is the heat comes up and it cruises around the pan to come out the side to go up, because the heat's obviously trying to get up. When it does that, if that heat is going out over the top of the canister, it's going to overheat the butane. And if it overheats the butane, if you've got that old style canister, it's going to explode. And the new ones should shut off the gas, hopefully, and then release all the pressure out of there if you overheat it. So what you do is never have anything hanging over that canister on the side. Always cook with your pots over the flame area only. Never like this. And never one of those grill tops. People put those grill tops on there and think, oh, I'm just heating this side, when actually they're overheating their canister with a grill top. Never use a grill top on one of these things. Now notice this has a, hopefully you can see that, S valve, temperature sensing valve. What happens with these newer canisters is there's a pressure release valve somewhere in the top of this thing, and what it's supposed to do is stop sending gas so that the flame goes out in your canister, and then it'll release pressure if it overheats, which means that it'll spray freaking butane everywhere. But it's better that than an explosion. So this one, you see, it says RVR, which is a rim valve release. So there's something up here that releases pressure, and it's an overpressure, and you want to have that or something like that on your butane canisters. The old Coleman, this thing's been around a while and it's still usable, does not have any of that. It just tells you danger, it will explode. Alright, fantastic. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you gained something from today's episode and how we're progressing with some of the items we're bringing on the adventure boat. Watch for the next episodes. Should be more interesting stuff. Bye now.
It's alright, it's okay. Chris is traveling today.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's alright, it's okay.